What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Sesh. Now, I know it's been a while since the last video. I've been busy, but I've also been busy making beats. So today, what we're making is a LIL TECCA swag beat, or Pharrell, since Pharrell kind of pioneered the whole subgenre. It is an absolute banger today, so we are just gonna get straight into the melody, and then I put the drums in the playlist here this time just to make them louder. Then we have a little lead, and then it's a quick little song, and yeah, let's get right into it.
I got black, I got white, what you want? Hop outside a ghost and hop up in a fan, I know I'm about to blow, whoa, whoa, I ain't done. They try to take my flow, I take they ass for ransom.
Okay, so the first thing we're gonna start with is this little synth. It's just kind of like a stabby synth, and it's just the bass of the song. So here's what that sounds like. So it's just super simple. I mean, these melodies, like, they don't need to be crazy. The drums, you gotta go crazy on the drums though. Like, they gotta be super complicated, and you know, they have to be complicated and just have a lot of bounce to them. So next we just have this little bass, and you want to use like actual basses and not really 808s. Well, they're kind of the same thing, but you want to use like analog basses like from Triton or something like that, just to kind of get like that 2000s feel, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so here's what that sounds like. So yeah, there's that, and then next we have this little accent kind of thing that just plays at each after each two bars. So here's what that sounds like. So when I originally made this melody, I actually was trying to make a lead out of this sound, and I accidentally made like this little accent thing. Yeah, we have strings, so it just follows the chords, really simple. And then next we have the guitar stabs. Now this is where the beat comes together. You need a guitar. You need a guitar in beats like this, or else it's just not as good. So here's what that sounds like. I just took the chords and turned them into little stabs and added some bounce right here. So here's what that sounds like. So super simple. And then last we have the lead, and then we will get onto the drums, and then I'll play the full song. So hopefully this one's shorter than the last one, because I realized my last video was like 20 minutes. So that's the reason why no one low-key watched it, because who's trying to watch all that for 20 minutes? So there's going to be no sneak peeks, no nothing, but I will let you guys know I do have a song with this guy coming out very, very soon, and I'll be posting that all over my story once that happens, and y'all will hear about it once it happens. So here is the lead. So it's just a simple little lead. It just plays, and it just really flows with the drums and the instruments and everything. So that was it for the melody. Let's move on to the drums, and then I'll play the full song.
My name is Richard, and I'm sitting in the corner. Sitting in the corner, playing my recorder.
Okay, so first for the drums, we're gonna start with the kick. Here's what that sounds like. So that is the kick pattern. You just like start off kind of simple and then just kind of go crazy at the end, because you can have a lot of sound effects and such. So next we have the clap. It's just a basic clap, but you want to have like a super loud kick, because it just really adds to everything. It pulls everything together and it makes it sound way more cohesive. So here's what the clap sounds like. So it's very short and it's very sweet, I guess you could say. So this is a chant, if I'm correct. Yeah, so it just plays after every two bars, just like the little accent things. And then next we have, yeah, just like a little, like, you know what I mean? So there's that, and then there's also a little bongo right there as well. I didn't really have the same drums every single time. Like, I'd add different sound effects or different chants or different things just to keep it interesting, and it's little things you hear and you're like, yeah, there's that. So now we have just a simple open hat, super quiet, and it just plays. And then at the end we also have this chant that will play. So here's what that sounds like. Just a little quiet open hat, plays for a while, and then at the end of the loop, so it's just that. And then next we have the shakers. This is my favorite part, and funny story about this, I made these by accident as well. I was just trying to have like a little stutter, but it just ended up sounding really good with the beat. So here's what that sounds like. So yeah, it's super simple as well. And then next we have just a lot of things. There's bongos, there's little like breath sounds, and yeah, there's a lot throughout this whole thing, and I might miss some just because of like how much stuff I have. But here I will play the bongos and the breath. Here's what that sounds like. So yeah, that's super simple as well. So like at the end you can kind of tell I had the drums going crazy just to symbolize the end of the loop. And then I have this hit that plays. It's just kind of like orchestral. Here's what that sounds like. And then I have this sound effect that plays right here. Just something really simple. And then right here to symbolize going into the part with the lead, I have this. Oh wait, hold on. It's just a drum fill. It just sounds like this. So yeah, it's super simple. And then just throughout this whole thing, I just have a bunch of little sound effects that you can hear. And I actually have, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, right here. If you listen to Mercy by Kanye West, or it's also in On God, it's just this little, okay, I don't know, I just threw it in there because I thought it was hard. So here's what that sounds like. There's gonna be a lot of sound effects that I probably missed, but you know, you'll hear them when I play the full song. So here's what that sounds like. Okay. So yeah, that's super simple. And then yeah, that's basically it. So I'm gonna play the whole thing, and that'll be it for today's beat sesh. I tried not to like cut away as much, but I'm trying to get better at editing the videos so they're a little bit more so they flow a little better, and so I stutter less, and there's way less more like just me sitting here like being all quiet and stuff. So I'm trying to just get better at editing in general, just to keep it fun and cool looking. And like as you can see here, like I added colors. It's just, ooh, colors, wow. So here is the full beat. Let me know what you guys think down below. I love making these videos. I love them so much, and I'm sorry that I haven't posted as often, but I have been making beats. I just want to be able to put out the best content for y'all. And yeah, so here's the beat. I'm going to post it as its own separate video. If you would like this beat, it is free. I don't care if you use it. Just tell me on Instagram if you use it, and I will let you know if I will let you release it or distribute it. So here's that. You know, actually, I don't care. Jay Cartier would actually body this. He would actually go crazy on this, and if I can get him on this, it would actually be crazy. So I'm gonna probably send this to him, because if he's on some R&B stuff again, he could low-key throw this in like an R&B album in case he does another one. Then boom, you know what I mean? So yeah, here is the full beat. Let me know what you guys think, and I'm gonna mute my mic so you don't hear background noise. And here's the full beat. Wow, man. Not to glaze myself, but this is probably the best beat I've ever made. Alright, y'all know how it is. It's been real. Thank you guys for watching. I love the support. Thank you guys for another episode of Beat Sesh.